All right, there we go. August 8th. What a day, right? Anyway,
Amazing.
yeah, this really, when you think about it, this is an amazing time to be alive right now. All the technology at our fingertips, and I know some of you are going that you hate that word technology, but seriously, like the what is available to us is just absolutely amazing right now. And so anyway, anybody want anything to start off with, or you want me to dig right in?
Go
John,
for it.
there was on your on your acquisition air flight training on August 1st.
Yes.
The fella came up with the fastest path to cash. He said he had a sample contract that he didn't want us to use, but he'd be willing to share it with us. And Brady even shared a couple links, and none of that stuff is in the members area as far as link with links or anything like that. How do we get a hold of that stuff?
Okay, I'll leave that one up to Brady. He's been managing the member site, and he works with
John,
Damien.
I haven't gotten an okay. I mean, I know that Damien said that. I've had a few people that have requested it, but I want to make sure that he knows exactly what he was talking about before I just give, something out. So I'll get what I can. I'm assuming he won't mind, Richard, but I'm probably not, unless Damien again is okay with it, going to put it on the support side. I'll have to tweak everything because it's in his writing and stuff. So I'll do what I can, but I'll reach out to Damien and see. I have an email sent to him already, so I'm ahead of the curve, but haven't got a response back yet.
I think his concern was he had an attorney write the thing, and it was written for him, so his attorney will defend him. And I think his concern was people using it and then expecting the attorney to defend them. So that's why he said, take this as a template, give it to your attorney and get their blessing on it. So that was kind of how I remember him coming across with that.
Mhm.
So anyway,
Rule
that
number one is never use somebody else's legal documents without having your own guy look at it first. That's
exactly. So anyway, we'll check with him if he's okay. We'll have Brady put that up for you, and we'll go from there. He did talk about fastest path to cash would be the site leads.
Right.
I was like, when I started developing this and getting the marketing together, honestly, to me, that was the least exciting to me because I saw the whole search opportunity as being like completely revolutionary. The site leads that we do, there are a couple other companies that do a very similar thing. So it doesn't make us 100% unique in that category. That's why all of my efforts have been shining the light on the search leads because there we truly are unique. There's no one else doing that. So that's why my efforts have all been focused there. But Damien, he takes a little different angle than I do. He is always like really focused on where is the cash, like where's the big money, where is it right now, and all that. And that's one of the things that he teaches, and I admire him for that. But that is like an easy door opener. And as he said, if you walk into a company that has a marketing team and they're doing pay-per-click ads or any kind of paid traffic, any big company that is paying for traffic and their marketing team is doing those campaigns for them, and you walk in and you say, oh, wow, you guys are really wasting a lot of money here because you're not getting all the leads you could possibly get. It is an absolute no-brainer for them. They don't, and with those guys, you don't have to worry if they know how to do cold email. You don't have to worry if they know how to do anything. It's just the idea that they're missing out on those lead opportunities. That's the gold. They'll put that on. They won't even think about it. They won't even bat an eye at it. I know when you're doing search traffic, a lot of the people that bought into the search traffic, honestly, they've never done ad campaigns before. That's a really bad place to start. You need a converting campaign in place to measure anything against it. And when you don't have anything to measure against it, you don't know if that campaign is going to convert whatsoever. So, you got to have a lot of testing. And I know the guys that do this, they don't come up with winners out of the gate. Very, very rare. They've got to schmooze them and massage them and optimize them and try different things before they really figure out the keys to the combination lock to that traffic source. When they do, it's very easy to test a new traffic source against it. So that's kind of where we've been really hung up on the search leads. And I'm trying to I will be the first to admit I am not a cold email guy. That is not my strength or specialty. I'll be very transparent with that. That is not my thing. A lot of people have asked me and, basically challenged me, well, you got to make your own thing work. Well, that's complete bullshit. You don't, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to give it a shot. And as I was doing that, I went ahead, I set up the Kartra integration, and that went smooth as glass. I was very, very impressed with what Daniel and the team had come up with for our Kartra integration. Smooth as glass. I don't know about the Go High Level because I don't work in that platform, but I'm sure it's equally as smooth. So I connected the dots. Now the leads are coming directly into my Kartra campaign. They're put on a list. They're given a tag. The tag fires a sequence. We got our initial numbers from the sequence, and the initial numbers matched up. The deliverability is high. My open rates weren't the greatest. And again, all full disclosure, I'm not a cold email guy. So I've got some stuff.
Percentages on that, John?
What's that?
You have percentages on that?
I don't. We looked at it. Me and Daniel looked at it the other day, and I think it was like 10% open
Which
rate.
is really,
It was,
okay, so
it
that's
was,
pretty- that's
it was
pretty good.
14%.
14%.
That's
Okay, yeah,
good.
Brady was in on it too. So 14% on the open rate. My thing was I only sent 2 messages, and as you guys know, that's not enough. We've discussed that over and over and over. So I went back and, I figured, I'll get my 2 up and I'll be good. And I walked away and, the 2 went out. We got basically the same type of open rates on both emails. And I did something really, really tricky on the first email that went out. It went out, and keep in mind, I'll give you some framework on this. Almost all of the leads coming in were people that are running a search for SEO software. Now that avatar, I know something about that avatar. Anybody that's searching for SEO software is a very, very special person. They all have the same traits. They all are driven by the same things. So what I did was the first email out was a total curiosity email. And the subject line was best SEO software I've ever seen. Now, an SEO person, that's going to grab their attention. So I'm assuming that anybody that didn't open that probably just didn't see it. It got delivered and just dumped out with all the rest of their trash. So I'm pretty sure it was a pretty good subject line for a first one. Now, in the email that I put out, the email was very short. I mean, we're talking Frank Kern style email, one-liners. And I can actually show you guys you guys want to see it, what it looks like? Let me go into my sequences here.
Didn't you show us last time? It's
I
really simple.
I
us,
think
and
I
then
did.
and then the next time, then you just went ahead and sent them everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll show you now because I went back into Perplexity and I extended the campaign. So I put another 12 emails behind my initial 2. And it was really interesting working with Perplexity on this project. When I first started out, my first prompt was a bomb. My first prompt was talking about, I need help promoting an SEO software that does all this stuff and it helps you get better ranking on Google. And the damn thing came back and it says, I can't help you with that because you're trying to game Google's system. And I'm like, shit. And obviously, I couldn't back out of that. You can't convince the thing after you've already taken a whack at it. So I had to just throw the prompt out and start over. And I went back and I was talking about using ethical methods and automating things that you should be doing anyway. And then it took the bait. And it gave me some really good subjects and good emails. Again, they were very short because I gave it the parameters of, this is a cold outreach email. And I even said, even though it's cold outreach, I have permission to mail these people because I didn't want it coming back and bite me in the ass with that one either. So it came back. And when I was looking at the emails, I'm like, wow, these are so Frank Kern style. And there was no call to action in them. And it was really like making me it was giving me some anxiety. And I'm not an anxious person. You guys know I'm just about as chill as they get. And I'm reading through these emails and I'm like, holy shit, I don't know. I was like, and the reason was there was no call to action in like the first 6 or 7 emails. And then I thought back and I'm like, this is exactly how Frank Kern did his mass control. You didn't know what the product was. You didn't know how much it was. You didn't know where to get it. You didn't know what he was talking about other than just building up the anticipation that you had to have it. And then when he finally released the product, the outcome was he sold $2 million worth of product in 20 minutes and sold it out because he held back and created all that anticipation. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give this a shot. So I'll share the screen and show you guys what it looks like. So the first one that went out, this one was me. This was my doing. And on this one, this was the initial contact, and it was most effective SEO software I've ever seen. That was the subject. And this is the whole email. Notice there's no logo on here. There's no color. There's no formatting. There's nothing fancy. There's no bold. Straight up text. No fancy stuff at the bottom. I did put 12 spaces below my signature because what that does in Kartra is that pushes the unsubscribe link down out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind. Because if you're sending an email that doesn't have a link in it and the only link is your unsubscribe link, they're going to click that just out of habit. So push that thing down. And I open up with their first name. If you're still looking for SEO software, this one is the most effective I've ever used. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send you details. No link. I was just looking for a response. Now, full disclosure, I didn't get any responses. Nobody emailed me off of this, but we had that 14% that opened it and at least looked at it. I followed up the next day. And keep in mind, the first one was, if you want the details, hit me up. I'll send it to you. On the second one, I was thinking about that after I did it. I'm like, my God, I don't want to have to send people, the link as they're emailing me. That's going to be a pain in my ass. And I just don't want to deal with that. So the following day, I follow up with the link. So it says, new SEO software uses AI. Well, wait a minute. I think I got the third one here. Here it is. Or maybe I might have actually overwritten this and screwed this thing up now that I'm looking at it. Link follow-up. Okay, I did. Actually, I pulled the thing out that I was going to do. The second one originally, the second one says, "Oh, by the way, here's the link." And I actually just gave him the link to the SEO software. So now I think I've pushed that one down or edited it out altogether because of what the AI told me. So second one here, new SEO software incorporates AI. This will blow your mind. Stay tuned for its official announcement. Again, just total curiosity factor here. Then here, this is basically day 3. And then I'm using their language now. Weapons. People in SEO, they tend to gravitate toward weapon. So curiosity about a secret SEO weapon. So I'm trying different things other than SEO tools here. And then I say here, what if there was a way to boost your search rankings without risking penalties? Intrigued? Stay tuned. More soon. And again, every one of these I'm putting like those 12 spaces in here to push the signature down or push the unsubscribe down. Day 4. Remember, we're 4 days in here. We still don't have a link. Now I'm touching on the frustration. Frustrated with your SEO results? Again, different angle. SEO can be a maze of conflicting advice and risky tactics. But what if there was a clear ethical path to better rankings? We might have the answer you're looking for. I'll put together a free video explaining how it works. Watch for it. Again, no link. We're 4 days in. Now, I don't know that this is going to work because this is just starting. You know, this campaign is just starting to go. But I'm just showing you like what is going on, what I'm doing. And it's all based on AI. So we'll see if the AI is right. Here, I'm basically pushing on a different emotion. Notice every day it's not the same thing. I'm touching on a different emotion. The SEO secret big brands don't want you to know. Like the us versus them factor. Ever wonder how some websites consistently score top search results? It's not black magic or shady tactics. There's an ethical, powerful approach that's flying under the radar. Curious? We'll reveal more soon. Stay tuned. So it's following this similar path. And I mean, think about it. If you were getting one of these things every day, by the time you get to day 8 and we introduce site pop, you'd probably be pretty curious about, you know, what is this? I got to see this thing. And that's exactly how Kern got all those sales so fast, was doing the same thing. So here, subject, introducing site pop, your ethical SEO automation tool. Again, now I'm introducing automation tool. That's another big buzzword for these SEO guys. The wait is over. Meet SitePop, the SEO automation software that's revolutionizing how business approaches search rankings. What makes it special? It's 100% white hat, incredibly powerful, and surprisingly easy to use. Want to see it in action? We're hosting a free webinar soon. Details coming your way tomorrow. Excited to share it with you. So now when tomorrow comes, they're probably going to open that email and click on it. And that's on day 9. Here's the you're invited. You're invited to discover the future of ethical SEO. Ethical is a big thing with SEO. There's a lot of people that don't want to get penalized, don't want to do black hat. So now we say it's time to pull back the curtain. We're hosting a free webinar to showcase how SitePop is changing the SEO game. Best part is you don't have to wait. It's available on demand right now. So I'm not making them sign up for a webinar they got to come to next week. They're going to sign up and watch the replay immediately. Can't wait to see you there. And then we got the live demo. Don't miss Secrets Out. Last call to transform your SEO. Thank you for joining us here. I'm sending an email assuming that they came, and another one to bring them back. And then a last one, missed out on the webinar. Here's the link again. So hopefully this will actually get some action. So next week we'll have a better idea of, what's happening, if anybody is actually watching the webinar, signing up for it, all that stuff. But notice those are very short emails, no links in the first part of it. And what I'm going to do, now that I've got this up, I'm going to send this out to one of my guys that actually does cold email. And I'm going to run it past them and say, hey, do you think I'm on the right track here? Do you think this is going to convert, or should I take a different angle? So,
hey, John, quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Roger.
Have you been tracking your unsubscribe rate during those 9 days?
Yes, it's very low, very low.
Okay, that's cool.
I think out of the first roughly 100, we had one unsubscribe.
Yeah, I think it was one or two altogether of both emails, and I'm pretty sure it was a 99 or close to 100% deliverable rate.
Yeah,
I would have expected a 50% unsubscribe,
no.
and hang on to the other 50.
No, it's been, see, what you have to look at when you're measuring a campaign is the first thing you want to measure is the lead quality. If the lead quality is good, then it comes down to the messaging. And everything, like, I know there hasn't been too many people that have had success with their campaigns using Acquisition Air. But when we look at the metrics from the leads themselves, everything about it tells me they are high quality, because the delivery rate, the open rate, and the unsubscribe rate. Everything about all the signals tells me that these are probably as good as they get. So it literally comes down to the messaging and the fact that out of the gate, we made some assumptions that were incorrect. Like, oh my God, these are hot leads. People are going to mow us down to buy our shit. And that just really never is the case with any kind of marketing. That's a pipe dream. And I know when I woke up with 700 leads, I was in a little bit of euphoria and I fell for it. So I got to back off the promises a little bit on that and come to a much more of a reality perspective of these are cold emails. They're not going to buy on the first trip. That's just not going to happen. I don't think anybody has got that good a messaging, Frank Kern included. And when
keep us surprised of how it goes. I'll be curious on the webinar and the replays.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that for sure, because as much as I know I don't have to, I would like to, come out and be able to say, yeah, I do this myself. I've done this myself. Like with SEO, I did SEO for over 20 years, probably close to 30 years at this point. And I never did it for myself. I never optimized my own site. I had some people that said, well, your site's not optimized. Why should we trust you? And I said, here's the deal. If you're going to pay me a lot of money, do you want me spending your money optimizing my site or spending my time and effort on your site? People pay me a lot of money for this. They don't pay me to optimize my own shit. That's how I've always approached it. That always killed that immediately. So,
John, well, my arm's really tired holding up my phone, so I'm going off video. Sorry, Tim.
Okay, no problem. Let me hit Jim up here, and then I'll come back to you, Tim. Jim's had his hand up for a while.
Whew, my shoulder's tired.
Yeah.
That was
John.
great.
I am looking I signed up for the AI. Highly recommend it for anybody who hasn't yet. It's fun. Playing with images and videos. What I'm really looking for, and I've been looking for a while, is a affordable landing page or sales page creation. Want it to be responsive, professional, customizable with brand colors, and with a sales page template. Basically the model.
Mhm.
And so many people want landing pages, sales pages, but they don't want to spend a lot of money. So I'm hoping
Gotcha.
an AI solution, if not now, soon. Want to get your thoughts.
Um, I have not really tried the two that are in the Quantum yet, but there are two web development tools inside Quantum that you might try them out.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to see something more proven. I clicked on both of them, and it says you need a domain. So
Yeah.
I could be a test rabbit, but
Well, I'll tell you, have you looked at lead pages?
no.
So take a look at lead pages. I haven't used it myself, but I know a lot of the heavy hitter marketer guys that build a lot of landing pages out, they use that product. Like I
Okay,
said, I don't know anything personally about it, but I know they use it and they rave about it.
okay,
Jim,
And
I use optimized press on my own sites. I don't know if people ever checked optimized press out, but
yeah, I think Jim's talking about like building them for
he wants
clients, and
he
so you
wants to
can
have them for, yeah. Well, I use
put
optimized
them
press
there.
built for my clients, but it is a service that you can actually do, and um you can work it around your whatever some of your times working around your themes
Yeah, yeah.
on the client site, and you can be able to do it. Yeah.
One of the
okay. Thanks,
things
Tim.
One of the things about lead pages is the guys that built it were conversion experts. So they built
Mm,
a lot of the themes and a lot of the templates. They have all the color coding, all the positioning, all the stuff. So it really makes it just copy and paste. You just
okay,
change the headlines out to your messaging and away you go.
that's exactly what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say try lead pages. That'd
Okay,
probably do the trick for you.
excellent. Thank you.
All right, Tim, go ahead, and then we'll go back up to
Yeah.
Richard.
All I wanted from you, John, was the that could you and Brady, I want to see that sequence. I want to experience it from the customer's point of view. Can you guys tag me or put me into it? The one you were just showing with the SEO.
The acquisition error SEO one.
Yeah, the one that you were just showing us. Yeah. If you could
Yeah,
just
yeah,
put me in so I can experience, I want to experience it on the customer side. So I know you guys both have my address in there. You can probably just pop me into it.
yeah. I can do that. I just add the tag to your
Yeah.
record, and away it goes.
Yep, I know. But yeah, I figured I wanted to experience it from the side. And I want to see it that way. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, I can do that for you. Shoot me an email so I remember, because like when
Yeah.
I get to the end of the call, I'm like, what was I supposed to do?
You should get an AI bot to take notes for you.
I know, no kidding. But then I got to read them. You, you guys have no idea the depth of my laziness. All right, Richard, go ahead.
Thank you, John. Yeah, I'll send you an email too, because I would like to see how that arrives. So you'll be getting emails from me and Tim for being added to the
Okay,
sequence
yeah,
platform.
that's easy. Yeah, anybody that wants that, just email me your email, and or I already have your email. Just send me an email and say add me to the sequence, and I'll pop them in.
Yeah, my main question was, I guess, for Brady or you or whoever can answer it, is that what I want a clarification. My current understanding is the average website, when people are doing the right things on their website, they actually capture what 3 to 5% of the people that actually visit the website. I don't know if that's the correct statistic or not, but that's the one that I have in my head. If that's wrong, I'd like it corrected, and I'd
I,
like to
I,
know. And I've heard
if I had to guess, I would say that would be very high.
that would even be high.
Yeah, and again, it totally depends on your calls to action.
Okay, well, the thing is that 30 is how, I'm not looking for a guarantee, but I'm looking for a reasonable range. because my current understanding is that you can get up to almost 30% of the people that land on the site with the site leads on
That's
an acquisition air. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's from, and that's probably on the low side. Brady'd probably know a little better about that. But when we talk to people, we say, yeah, it's roughly 30% because we would rather have them get more and be happier than tell them, oh yeah, it's 40 or 50%, and then they only get 35 and then they're pissed.
We also, I mean, average is probably 30. I mean, we've seen as low as 20. Lower than that, it's typically because even if somebody says, Richard, hey, Google Analytics told me that I have, 10,000 or 1,000 visitors, they may be all crap emails, spammers, bot traffic. Like there's a lot that goes into our filtering before we send you those emails. So, you may have people that are coming to your website that they're getting there somehow. It's a leak in the SEO or whatever, but it's a crap email that doesn't deliver. So it may be lower, but typically if somebody has a well thought out website, they know what they're doing. Typically 30% is fairly average, but it can be as high as 50%, but we don't ever say anything more than 50. And quite honestly, any other companies that say they can get 60-70% is probably bullcrap talking to our tech team. Now that's coming from our tech team, not me, because I wouldn't know, but 50% of websites at a lot of times are now bot traffic. So if somebody's claiming they can get you that much traffic, it's probably false. You're probably going to get a lot of crap emails. It may be a human, but they might have 3 legs. If you know what I'm saying.
Okay, so
The other thing too, while we're talking about statistics like web visitors, there's like so much confusion around that whole subject matter. Like I remember when I first got into doing the hosting, everybody wanted to know how many hits they had, right? And this is still a thing. They talk about hits. Well, I don't realize a hit is not a visitor. A hit is a computer request. So if you have a home page and it's got 30 pictures on it, the home page is 1 hit. Each one of those pictures that loads into the frame is another hit. So that's going to be 31 hits for 1 page request. Now, if that visitor refreshes the page, now you got 62 hits. So they might be looking at hits, not unique visitors. The other thing is unique visitors versus just visitors. Like 1 visitor can account for, an unlimited amount of numbers because every time they hit a page, that's a new visit from that visitor. It's not a unique visitor though. What you really want to know is how many unique visitors per day you have. And
yeah,
then
I'm pretty sure in our wording, John, we have, and if it isn't, I need to change it, but it's unique new visitors per month, 30 to 50%, or 20 to 50% to cover our basis, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. So, and then when you look at the unique visitors, how many of those unique visitors are bots?
correct.
So there's a lot of stuff that comes in is why we can't give you 100%.
How many of those also opted into third-party web marketing from our data providers? How many are spam emails, common complainers, common chargeback? There's so many different things, anti-bounce or never bounce, all that kind of stuff goes into that number. So if it is low, hey, just be grateful that you got 20% versus 1% on average of most websites with opt-ins. You actually have good, clean 20% of your emails that are coming through. Even if you have 200 people come to your website a month, that's still good. It's leads you didn't have.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is,
it sounds to me like you should add the word, legitimate visitors, because as opposed to bots and all that sort of stuff. You've got to make that definition. We're talking about unique, legitimate, real people visitors, not the bots and the scams and the crap.
yeah, yeah. Because when you're buying leads, fewer is better when it's quality. You'd rather have fewer quality leads because remember, you got to pay for each one. So the more you pay for, if you take the quality up, like let's say we start scooping deeper and we don't care about the quality. Yeah, you're going to get more leads, but they're going to be all crap and you paid for them. So less is better, you know, when it comes to the lead game. So that is all right. Anybody else? Any other stuff to hit here as far as the leads go and the lead flow and all that good stuff? Because this goes back to like one of Todd Brown's famous quotes is the biggest thing that people do is underestimate the job of a sale. And, you know, that comes back to exactly what I did there, thinking, oh my God, these are going to be hot leads. These are going to convert like hotcakes. And no, that's fantasy land. All right, Thumper. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
have a question. Okay, I've got all your programs. Is there a sequence I should learn or go through to start learning them or doing it, or what do you recommend?
Yes, ACT is the foundation. So you want to kind of go through and follow that step by step. It is meant to go linear. It's not meant to like jump around and hop into traffic. Analysis stands for, or ACT stands for analysis, creation, and then traffic. And creation mode is when you're creating your website, your messaging, your ads, anything that you're creating that's visual or text that's going to be consumed by your prospects and your customers. That is all in creation mode. You shouldn't be doing any creation until you've truly defined who you're creating it for. And that's done in the analysis piece. Now, prior to that, if you open up the ACT program, you'll notice there is a module prior to analysis, and it's called the Freedom Formula. And I just talked to a woman this morning, and she's an esthetician, and she's trying to get a new business off the ground. And I'm listening to her, and I'm just like cringing. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a disaster. And everything about what she was telling me told me that I should recommend she go get a job. Because seriously, all she was doing was creating a job for herself. And I asked her, you know, very pointed questions to try and lead the horse to the water to discover that this was problematic. And I don't know if I did any good or not, but the Freedom Formula basically shows you whether you're on the right track to really get what you want. Because as business owners, we are all here for the same reason. I don't care what business you're in, but we're all here for a better life, no matter how you slice it, whether you want to make more money than you'd make in a job, whether you want, you know, just the freedom of not having to answer to somebody, whatever it is, it's a better life. That's why we go in business versus getting a job. So the Freedom Formula is kind of to discover, are you really moving toward that better life with what you're thinking about doing? And the, you know, I'll give you just the kind of the umbrella of the Freedom Formula is you take a step back and you say, okay, what do I really want in my life? Where would I live? If money wasn't an object, where would I live? What would I drive? How would I live? And then you attach a cost to all of that. And you make a sheet, and you add it all up. And at the end of it, you've got a monthly cost of what your ideal life is going to cost. And then you look at, okay, what do I provide for dollars? What's my product or my service? And how much profit is in each unit? And how many units am I going to have to move? And it becomes a simple math equation. So for an esthetician that's doing basically time for dollars, there's only so much time you have. And out of the time you have, there's only so much time you can use without killing yourself. Because they're hands-on, right? Like if you talk about a massage therapist, their hands are not going to work for 8 hours a day, right? They need breaks. They can't just back-to-back appointments 8 hours a day. It's not going to happen. They're going to kill themselves. So you've got to realistically look at, you know, is what I'm looking at scalable enough to get my freedom number? Is it going to do what I want it to do? And if it's not, it's probably not what you want to build a business around. You don't want to spend the next 10 years building something up to have you boxed into something you don't want. Right. So it's a very revealing process doing that freedom formula. That's why I put it in the beginning, to make sure that, you know, when you go down this journey of marketing, you're going to spend a lot of time and effort building a marketing campaign to build the business that you want. I just want to make sure it is the business that you want before you go through all that. You know, if you can discover in 10 minutes, oh my God, this is not really what I wanted, and save yourself 10 years of agony and torment to figure that out, that's what that lesson is for. And, you know, in some cases, just a step to the side will get you where you want to go, but now you know. So I really truly look at that as the very beginning part of analysis. It's the very, very beginning piece that you should be looking at. And it'll tell you, it's kind of like your guiding light. It's your true north. Should I be moving in this direction? So that's where I would start. And then from there, you say, okay, now I know what I should be doing. Now you're going to look at the market. And there's usually very vast markets for just about everything. But at that point, you've got to segment the market, and you got to figure out, who am I really after? You don't want to go after a whole market, because in a whole market, you've got the lower end, the middle end, and the high end. And back to the freedom formula, if you're chasing the lower end, you're going to waste a lot of time to make a little bit of money. It's that 90-10%, the Pareto principle. You'll spend 90% of your time making 10% of your money. And that's not going to get you there either. You got to figure out, where can I spend 10% of my time to make 90% of my money? And then that other 10%, you just say, I don't need that. I don't need that other 10%. I can just use that extra 90% of my time to go do what I want to do. Now you've got freedom. And that's done through market segmentation. When you look at a market, like, I'll use a perfect example here. Let's say your market was people that eat lobster, right? Most people on the planet that that don't have an aversion to seafood love lobster, right? Now, the market is everyone that eats lobster. Now, who would you rather sell your lobster to? A guy living in a mansion that can truly afford the lobster and doesn't care what it costs, and he'll buy an abundance of it constantly? Or do you want to go down to Los Angeles and visit Skid Row and sell your lobster down there? You know, that is not a piece of the market that you want. So just get rid of it. It should just be off your plate altogether. Say, yes, that's a segment. I don't want it. The middle one's a segment. Yeah, they like lobster, and they splurge maybe on anniversaries and birthdays or what have you. But you're going to have the same amount of work to sell to that person as the guy that doesn't care how much it costs and he likes to eat it every Friday night. Right? That's the segment you want to go after. Now, once you've figured that out, now you can delve into, who is my avatar? I need to know everything about that guy. When you figure out everything about that guy, now you can move to creation mode. Now you can start creating effective messaging to pull on his heartstrings, to cater to his emotions, to create demand and desire. You'll also know what his objections might be, and you can eliminate them before you make your offer. All of that is in creation mode. And like I said, you should not be working in creation until you've done that analysis piece. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. Probably going to get it wrong. You're probably going to waste a whole lot of money when you get to traffic now. because traffic is and should be the final frontier. When you get your creation done, and only when you get it done, should you go out and venture into the traffic bucket. Because now you've got the perfect messaging, you've identified the person, you've got the messaging for them. Now you're going to match up the message with that segment of that market. That's where traffic comes in. And because you know who it is, you know where they are. So you know where to put your ad. If they're not on Facebook, you don't advertise there. If they're not in Google search, you don't run pay-per-click ads. If you don't go where they're not. I use a very famous fishing analogy. If you want to catch fish, you have to be fishing where the fish are. It's a very large ocean that has no fish in it in most places. If you're fishing there, you are fishing. I hate fishing. Everybody assumes I love fishing. I can't stand fishing. I like catching. And if you're fishing where there's no fish, that's all you're doing is fishing. And I say you're wishing. So that's what I told the guys. We were out last weekend and we were in a spot and the fish came through and we caught a whole bunch of them. And then, the tides changed and the fish vanished, disappeared, and they continued to fish. And I said, no, you're not fishing anymore. You're wishing. Let's get out of here. I don't like fishing. We're wasting our time. Let's move on. And it's the same thing here. If you're not putting your message in front of your fish, you're not going to catch. You're going to waste your time. So you need to understand that and be willing to move on.
Okay, so I start with the ACT Foundation, go to the analysis, and then do my freedom formula. And then from there, I've got my and then I go from there then. So that's where I need to start. Okay, thank you.
It's a whole foundation. The ACT program is made to really give you the whole foundation of everything you need to know of how to market the business.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Libby.
Hey there, how's it going?
Awesome.
Okay,
Better every day.
just a couple of updates. I did the quantum. I created 2 videos. One I did with my own images dropped in there.
Okay.
And then I did another one with the computer generated ones. The computer ones or the AI ones they're definitely more corporate-y than what my audience would be. So so it did take a little longer to do but go through all the voices and then the everything. So but one thing I found doing that, which took a lot, but now I'm pretty happy with it, is that once it's created, you can go back and edit it. You can edit the frames and all the stuff. You can't change the timing once it's created. And you can't change the theme. Like if do you want it to be more hype? You can change the voice. But once you do that, you can't change that part. So that's one thing I like from the get-go. Okay, I got to go back and make sure, because otherwise, it'll tell you it'll regenerate it, but it it does, but only part of it. So anyway, so that was
it is locked into the theme and the stuff you put in the original one.
So you better figure out which one you like from the beginning. The other is I did the Franken AI. I did that, and I did it for. I'm a Facebook girl and I love Facebook, but I know that my target audience is actually LinkedIn. I hate LinkedIn. I actually, I like good. If you can do LinkedIn for me, because I don't even like it. I've tried it, but I hate it. So anyway, so I did the Franken thing on that. So I got that all set up. Another thing that once you do your plan, you can, edit them and add pictures and blah, 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 whatever you want to do. but if you decide, oh, you know what, I don't want this to run every day. I want it to run every fourth day or fifth, you cannot go back and change that either. So you got to figure out which days you want that. So I did it, had to scrap the whole thing, start over, then go, okay, I want every 3 or 4 days. So just a couple of learning tools there. One of the other things on Franken AI, if you hit the support button, yeah, it didn't go anywhere. There is nobody there. So I'm like, okay, let's see if we can just kind of figure this out anyway. So yeah, so just a couple tools there, but anyway, the Franken LinkedIn thingy, that thing's running, which is good. Go ahead and
cool.
run.
Yeah.
I'm sure
What-
I'm lazier than you, John. It's like, I don't even want to deal with this. I don't care.
Oh, I don't know. I could compete for the laziness. I'd be
Yeah.
in the top
Yeah.
10.
But especially for something that I don't like. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fine.
exactly.
So got that going. So those are just 2 little updates on those 2 things that I've been playing with. I did
Yeah.
the quantum, the hero images and the illustrations and that. I haven't quite got that where I want it yet. But you know, it was fun to play with, and I'll just keep playing with stuff. So
Yeah, cool. One thing I did find about the Franken AI is I don't know if it was just me, but all the stuff that I played with, the images that it generated just absolutely sucked.
yeah, they're awful.
They're just horrible.
Yeah.
But you can change them.
Yeah,
So
and you can upload your own stuff to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
their images are just like, well, that and also on the quantum, neither one of them would be working.
Yeah, for the
They look like advertising. As soon as
yeah,
you
yeah.
see it, so,
I have had really good luck with the image part of quantum.
okay.
But when you go to the video, when it's creating the video for you,
Mm-hmm.
those, yeah, they're kind of mediocre. We haven't really got that part dialed in yet. But you can change them out. So you can create your images, and you're not talking about a lot of images. Most of those videos are a couple minutes long, and it's,
Right.
maybe a half a dozen images or a dozen images.
There are the thing that I noticed, and I think I can go back and find because I think it stores the images that it gave you. Because so it'll have an image and like the person is like, don't like it. Go to the next one, might be okay. So you go to the third one. Oh no, that's not bad. I'll go back to the second one. Well, you can't go back. It doesn't, you're not doing that. But I found, and I think it's in the vault in the images. It's
Yes.
not listed, so you have to just search it and find it because it's not icons of pictures. But all the little images that it brought up, like, hi, do you like this one or do you like that one? They're all in there. So
Yes.
you have to just find it. I would like to be able to go, okay, these are the images I like and put them in a separate little thing, but I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's one of the things that I've found difficult too, is the image vault. And I've got I'm going to spend basically all day with my programmers this weekend on Saturday.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I'm going to bring up, see if we can't do something about that, because that's really frustrating.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. But I will say with the Franken AI, I mean, really, I did the first however many emails you get in the beginning, which takes me to the like end of September, and then you can click on the extended if you want to do that.
Yeah.
So I think I have them running now till like Christmas. So
Cool.
they're out there for a long time. Yeah,
That's awesome.
so it worked out good. Anyway,
That is
just want you
awesome.
to know I'm playing with stuff.
I don't know. Did you get I don't think I've sent out the links yet to upgrade that, but they have a like $37 for life. You can upgrade to an unlimited version, and then you can run an unlimited number of campaigns. Like you could run one that just posts every day to Facebook,
Mhm.
and then another one every day to LinkedIn, and another one every day to Instagram.
Mhm.
So you can do that. And I think it's like $37 lifetime.
Well, what I'm going to do, and that like totally makes sense anyway, but I think I'm going to run this. I'm going to see how it works.
Okay.
I honestly don't see it working well for Instagram unless you change all your images, because Instagram is so image
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought, nah, that was it. And so I'm running the LinkedIn first. Then
Mhm.
I'll check out maybe doing the Facebook, although I'm on Facebook a lot anyway, so that may not necessarily be an issue. And I don't do the other ones anyway, so. My goodness. I have
what
a
was the name of-
love-hate relationship with social media. I really do. It's only doing
John,
it.
I checked it out and the $37 only gives you 5 campaigns. If you want the unlimited agency thing, it's $3.95.
Okay, is that what it was?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So it's unlimited for five
Yeah.
5 campaigns. But that covers all your social media
covers
stuff.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes
Anyway,
sense
there's
'cause-
reporting in. So yeah.
yeah, that makes sense because it's commercial for one company.
Mhm.
So
But
so
the plan that we did, now you get one plan, right?
mhm.
So that's the plan that I did for the LinkedIn.
Yeah. You could technically just sign up for 5 different Franken AIs, with my code
Oh, that's true.
and just use 5 different emails and you've got 5 plans right there for free.
Yeah. There you go. See, you're out of the box thinker. I love it. Okay.
There's always a way around. Speaking of out of the box thinking, I became aware of something just a couple days ago that was like I'm going to say it was a shocker for me. It takes a lot to really shock me, but this was a great one. This was a very, very sneaky little trick on how to get somebody to opt in without them knowing they've opted in. And it's a way to give away a free lead magnet and get their email address without them knowing that you got their email address. They don't have to put it in. And what it is, you create your lead magnets in Google, like in a Google Doc or any kind of a Google Sheet or Google Doc. You put your lead magnet in there, like if it's a list of links or, whatever it is, put it into a Google property. And then you give them the link. So you say, here's the link. If you want this for free, just click the link and download it. And when they click the link, Google comes up. It takes them to the Google, Sheets or Docs, whatever it is, and it says request permission. Right? When you click that request permission, now I've got your email address. And you don't even have to put it in because it's using the email that you're logged into Google with. Guaranteed it's going to be a good email because that's the email that you've logged in with. So sneaky little trick about, if you're creating stuff for free as giveaways, that's a great way to offer that up and not have them wonder, oh, I don't want to put my email address on. Because that kills a lot of conversion. If the thing isn't of real super high value and they're like, I don't want to put my email address in for that. This one's a no-brainer. They don't even think. They just say, oh yeah, request access. And now you got their email. And you also have permission to email them because you are now communicating with somebody that you're sharing a document with across Google. And the deliverability, because it's Google and it's off a Google property, it's going to be 100%. You're not going to be caught as a spammer. You're not going to get in any trouble or problems. So it's a really, really cool trick for anybody that is looking to generate more leads and you're having trouble getting people to opt in. You might try that. Great little trick there. All right. Anybody else? Speaking of great tricks, I'm focused more and more on this year-end process, not making it so much of a year-end process anymore, making it just a part of life. And I spent some time with Perry this last week, and he's got all these little simplified systems of helping people grow their business. And one of his systems was, it was such a simplified version of our year-end process. I was just like, smack me in the head and call me a hillbilly that I didn't think about that. But he had like 5 things. He held up his hand. He goes, I got 5 things here that you can grow your business with. And and he starts counting them off one finger at a time. And basically he's like, on each one of these things, I want you to tell me how many you have. Like the first one was product. How many products do you have? And most people have 1. And then he's like, how many markets do you serve? And most people have 1. And he's like, how many offers do you have? Most people have 1. How many traffic sources do you have? Most people have 1. They say, Facebook or pay-per-click or SEO. They have one thing they focus on for traffic. And then he's like, how many different messages do you have? How many different ads do you have to show them? And most people at best have 1. He says you're putting a number 1 on each one of those categories. And he said, obviously, if you have a 0 on any of those, just adding a 1 is going to grow your business. But he said, if you take all of them and they're all 1, let's just say worst case scenario, they're all 1 or 0. If you just add a single thing to each one of them, like if you have 1 product, split it off and make 2 products. Now you've got twice as much to sell to the same audience. If you only serve 1 market, repackage that for a different market. Now you've got 2 markets to serve. You could effectively double your business with either one of those. If you've only got 1 traffic source, add a second one. Now you've got twice as much traffic. All of these things compound. He said, if you add a 1 on 1, you could potentially double your business. But if you add a 1 on 2, it's exponential. So by adding just an additional thing across all those deals, you would get exponential growth. You wouldn't get a doubling factor. You could get a 10x factor. So if you're doing $100,000, that's how you jump it up to $1 million. If you're if you're just starting out and you're struggling to make $10,000 a year, if you just add a 1, now you're at 100,000. Which I guarantee you 100,000 doesn't sound like much, but if you're at 10,000, it sounds pretty damn good. It sounds almost unachievable. But it's not. It's very easy to achieve with very simple moves in your business. Most people, they'll create 1 product and they think they're done. They think that's it. Yeah, Libby says 100K in California ain't going to get much.
Barely getting anything in Texas too, buddy.
Yeah. So, the whole thing here is most people, they think they have an idea for a product and they don't think beyond that product. And, they'll put the product out and then they'll struggle and they don't make enough to make it worthwhile and they throw in the towel. When all they really had to do was just, okay, what other product could I offer? I guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you, whatever you sell, whoever you sell it to, they buy other stuff that you could provide. Or if you didn't want to provide it, other stuff you could connect them with an affiliate link for. You can make more money from your existing customers. Every one of you here could probably 10 times what you're making now if you just sat down, for a couple hours and figured out, okay, my ideal customer, what else do they need and who has that and who can I cut deals with? I can almost guarantee you can 10 times whatever you're making with your product if you just do that. You don't have to build products. You don't have to create the marketing. All you got to do is connect the dots. I mean, the growing of business is just, it's a thinking person's game. If you're not doing something, you're not going to grow. If you stick to what you've got, you're going to get what you've already got. If you want something different than what you've got, you're going to have to do some things differently. They're not hard. They're not hard things I'm talking about here. I'm talking about, figuring out what your customers want so you can serve them better. That's really the gist of it. If you don't want to build the products to serve them better, it's okay. Just find the guy that's already done it. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Guaranteed in business, if you have a conversation with a business owner and you offer to sell his stuff for him, he's going to be your best friend. Right? That is such an easy conversation to have. Like if you're sitting in a bar with somebody and you're talking business and he tells you what he does and your audience would eat that up. Say, hey, I've got a customer base of, 100 people. They could all use your service. I routinely cut deals with people like yourself where I will send you business for a certain percentage. And you can ask them, what do you usually pay for sales commissions? Or what do you have factored into your business for sales? What is the cost of acquisition for a customer for you? If their average cost of acquisition is $100 and you say, well, what if I could bring you 50 people for a cost of $50 each? That's just good sense for him to say, hell yeah, bring them on. What do you need from me to do this? Right? And that's additional money. How many times can you do that? It's like Franken AI Unlimited. and it's free of charge. I just gave it to you.
John, I have a question. There's two parallel things, how you would weave these into it, because there's the first one is basically one product. I've always heard from day one. I mean, I was back in Russell Brunson's potato gun days, where you create a value ladder. You may have one product, but if you have acquisitionnaire, you actually have a value ladder of things you can step them up through. So that's one leg. The other leg is, and I happen to agree with this because I have a little bit of the problem, and maybe you might see this with someplace else, but Alex Hermogi from acquisition.com says that if you want to be successful, one product, one sales method, one channel, 1 year, and then decide. Because most people chase, the lady in the red dress, we call it, bright, shiny objects, but, the matrix references, everybody gets distracted by that lady in the red dress, and they never get through that curve where you have that uninformed optimism, and then you get into the informed pessimism, and they never make it past the bottom to get up to the informed, level of how it actually works. They always bail at the bottom and they never complete the cycle. And I thought, well, yeah, but you got to have, right now I'm staying on the one track with the I call it VIP leads, but the acquisition air, because it's already got a built-in value ladder that you can add to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to let that bone go until I absolutely know that I've gotten to the other side and it's working.
Yeah. The value ladder, that's the same thing. That's just adding more product. And like I said, it doesn't have to be you that creates and fulfills the products. You could have a value ladder like the woman that did the maternity dresses. She created an 18-year value ladder without adding an additional product to her line. Her line was one thing. She did maternity dresses. That's it. And that thing that she did wound up being just her lead magnet. She wound up not making any money. The cost of acquiring a customer to sell her maternity dress ate up all her profit. She made no money, virtually no money selling her product. But what it did, it opted everyone into an 18-year sequence of a value ladder that made her tens of thousands of dollars per customer. So it was, it was taking lemons and making lemonade out of it, because she had virtually a lemon business. She had, if you looked at it from that perspective of here's your product, here's your market, here's your profit margin, it was a no-win situation. There was no hope for her survival in that business without adding the value ladder to it. By adding the value ladder to it, it took what was an impossible thing and it made it very lucrative. Because she was no longer focused on, I've got to make money on the first sale. She was then focused on, I need to make all the sales I can, whether I make money or not, because she's going to make the money on the back end. And that's an investment mentality. If you're in business, you need to shift your thought to, you are investing. You're not necessarily just selling stuff. What you're doing is you're investing in customers. Your selling stuff is just transactional. You sell something, you make money. You sell something, you make money. You sell something, you make money. But if you shift the thought from that to investing in customers, and you understand that each customer is worth X amount of dollars over the lifetime of that customer, and then you make sure that you nurture that customer so you get a lifetime value out of them, it changes the numbers radically. It makes the game unfair for anyone that's going to play against you, because they're thinking inside the box of, I can't spend that much to acquire a customer. And they don't do it. So it allows you to do it. It allows you to steal all the potential customers they could have had because they were too short-sighted to see it. It's an investment mindset. If you look at a person and you say, it's going to cost me $100 to acquire that customer right there, and I'm only going to make 80. So it's literally going to cost me $20 to acquire that customer. But then you zoom out, you say, what's that customer worth tomorrow, next week, next year, over the next 10 years? And you say, wow, if that customer gives me $30 a month, that's $360 a year. That's $3,600 over the next decade. All I need to do is fulfill and keep them happy. And I'm going to trade $20 for $3,600, and I'm going to get paid over the next 10 years. How many times would you want to do that? Is it worth going in the hole $20 to get $3,600 over the next 10 years? You will get very wealthy if you take that turn. That one turn will make you wealthy. Staying in the scarcity mindset of, I got to have money right now and this isn't working, and you're not zooming out and looking at the lifetime value of those customers, and you're not creating the value ladder to create a lifetime of income off of each of those customers, you're not going to get wealthy. You're going to work your ass off and you're going to have a shitty life doing it. Like that, I can guarantee you. You're not going to get where you want to go, and you're just going to be where you are now, most likely. It's not that hard. It's a very simple concept. You create a value ladder to create lifetime value of every customer that comes into your system, And at that point, it's you figure out how much does it cost for me to acquire these people, and you start investing in acquiring them. It's simple math. It's hard for people to get over that hump. Like when you talk to somebody that has never invested and they've never run a business, and this is all just new concepts for them, and it's really hard to grasp. But you get somebody that has been an investor and they put $10 in and they got $20 back. It's addictive. They want to do more. They will actually work harder at whatever job they have to make more money so they can invest more. Generally, when you get to somebody that is a true investor, I don't care if they invest $10 a year or $10 million a year, it's the same addiction. It's just a different level of cash flow. But you get somebody that gets money from an investment, it's like the song "Money for Nothing and the Chicks Are Free." Right? Once you experience that, it's addictive. It's going to change things for you. You're going to want more. You're going to crave it. And you will do things that you wouldn't have done before to get more of it. It's just like a drug addict. A drug addict will do crazy shit to get his drugs. Right? This is the best drug I could ever give you, and I hope I get you hooked on it. Because it's very, very cool. It's like affiliate marketing. The first time I got an affiliate marketing check, it came from Google. And I remember I walked out to my mailbox and I wasn't even expecting it. I see in my mailbox, here's a letter from Google. And I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? My first thought was, Jesus, they're suing me. And lo and behold, I open it up and it was a check. It was a check for my affiliate commissions, and it was $172. I will never forget it. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was looking at that check, and the thing is, I didn't see a check for $172. Although it was printed in black and white for $172. That is not what I saw. What I saw was a check for $172,000. And the reason I saw that was I immediately knew that what I did to get that check, I could easily do 1,000 times in my sleep. So all I could think was, oh my God, all I have to do is just hunker my ass down, kick butt for a few months, do that 1,000 times, and this check is $172,000. And what do you think I did? I did just that. I made a shitload of money off of affiliate programs after that. So, and I didn't stop with Google. That was just the start. That was what hooked me. That was my heroin. After that, I was like all over it. Anywhere I could find, I put affiliate links on everything. I started actively hunting for what do my customers need, and I don't just like, this is just me. For me to do an affiliate link on something, it has to be something that I know is good and I know is going to work for my customers. And you guys haven't seen me do a lot of affiliate links lately because as the market has evolved, it's just been cluttered with crap. And the last thing I want to do is just shovel a bunch of crap affiliate links down everybody's throats, because I know that will ultimately destroy my empire. My empire is lifetime value. When somebody comes under my wing, it's my job to help them for life. Whether they're in or out of any of my programs, it doesn't matter. I'm here to be the trusted advisor for everyone that I deal with for life, whether they're paying me anything or not. I don't care. I'm still here to guide you. That is my purpose. That's my job. And in the way that I do that, I have a tip jar. It's my affiliate commissions. So it's like, when you go to a restaurant and the server comes out and serves you, and then you leave them a tip, right? That's my tip jar. And you don't have to pay me directly like you're paying the server. I get it automatically. So you're free tipping. You're tipping without having to pay the tip. All you got to do is use the affiliate link, right? And anybody that gives you an affiliate link, you should use it because it's their tip jar. They helped you find something of value. Now, if it's not of value, don't buy it. Don't just buy everything that anyone gives you. But if it is of value and they led you to it, then give them the tip. Use their affiliate link. And that kind of stuff, they call that karma. And it does work its way around, I guarantee you. So that's why, I'm not going to say that nothing bad ever happens to me, but it's few and far between, because I truly believe that anything bad you do comes back to bite you in the ass, and I protect my ass at all costs. And so anyway, anything else? Anything else you guys want me to hit, cover?
I didn't want to hit. I just want to mention, John, that the video creator inside the AI thing, I did that for one
Yes.
person and showed it to him. And I think I'm going to have by tomorrow about 10 sales to create that video, and I'm selling them a membership to create a video.
That's awesome. That's cool.
So I mean, and I just one video, and I basically made the guy. And here's what I did: is I made the guy an affiliate. I said, check this video out because he has a very unique business, and it blew his mind. He's like, "What?" If you go look at it online, Whiskey Weight Loss is the guy. And I created the video off of it, but I also tried. The headache is trying to create one from like using my not Tom Petty thing.
Yeah,
It's saying not im Petty or something like that. It kept messing. I had to go in and keep correcting it.
yeah.
And then if you go in there, I found out that if it is copying a domain name and it can't get it right, you got to separate the words. Tim Gillette, the word dot, the word com, and it will come out fine then after that. But anyway.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've had to do that with a lot of the voiceover software for AI. Sometimes you have to spell it out.
Yeah, the voiceover says it differently, and I had one customer because their website was just, it had USA on the end of it, and it would say USA.
Yeah.
All right, so I had to separate it out. So and to me, I just, like you said, add this onto an add-on. I added on to customers, and I said, well, yeah, we offer this for our Content Plus customers.
Yeah,
It's included with that package.
For any of you guys that really don't have anything, like you don't have a product, you haven't really figured out what you want to be when you grow up yet, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of opportunity in offering services to other business owners, because no business owner in their right mind wants to be a video creator, right? They're doing their business. Do they need videos? Yes. Do they want videos? No, because they'd have to make them. But if you showed them like what you can do, they're going to want it. You show them those cool little videos and go, dude, I looked at your site. It's pretty static. Your site would really come alive with a little 30-second video that just told people who you were, what you did, and what you could do for them. And you'd get a lot more action.
One of the ones that I created, because I was doing it at the bar where we do our networking thing on Fridays, and I just created it for the restaurant because I know the manager. And I showed it to him, and he goes, "That's cool, but we're going to want our own photos in there." And I'm like, "Well, sure." And at first, I couldn't figure out how to add photos. Eventually, I figured it out.
Yeah, you generate it and just hit edit.
So, like, I may have Walk-On's Bar and Grill. They may be buying that from me.
Yeah.
Because I just walked in and I said, "Here, look what I could do," and I created it while sitting at the bar. Created it.
Yeah, guaranteed you could sell these videos to business owners for 99 bucks a piece.
Yeah.
That would be an absolute bargain for them.
All
I
right,
mean,
and if any of you have the software and you figured out how to set the videos up and you want to make $50, all right, I'll sell them. I keep $49 and I'll give you 50 and you go create them for me. And that way I can go on and do other things with my time.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity in providing services for businesses, and with AI, it has taken everything away from you in the way of excuses. Like, you don't have the excuse of, oh, well, you know, I could create videos if I knew how to do it, or if I had the equipment, or if I had this or that or the other. You've got the equipment, you know how to do it. It's just a matter of, do you want to? You know, do you want to offer those services to businesses? If you didn't have anything to do and you were sitting here going, God, I need an extra $500 a month. You know, that's 1.25 videos per week. Do you think maybe you could find 1.25 people a week that would buy $100 video from you that takes you like 5 minutes to make them? And they'd be very happy, and they'd probably tell their friends, and they'd probably buy more. You know, it is literally a no-brainer at this point. And it's back to the freedom formula. If you need $500, you've got something that is $100 profit. How many do you need to move? 5. You know, if you need $1,000, you need to move 10. You know, find a company that needs, you know, 10 a week. You know, and then find another one of those, and you just doubled your income. So it's all simple math. And nobody on here at this point can tell me you don't have anything. And you got a lot. You just that one tool. I mean, you could purchase Gamma. You could go to Gamma and you can make presentations for companies. I guarantee you every company on the planet needs a presentation. Most of them have them and they look like crap. Do you think they want it to look like crap? It just looks like crap because that's all they know how to do. Right? Would they pay you, you know, a few $100s to take their presentation and make it look good? Yeah, they do that all day long and twice on Sunday. So you can't tell me that, you know, no one should be destitute at this point. Anybody that has access to the internet has access to make money. You can't tell me there's no companies out there that would want this stuff. They don't know how to do it. They don't want to do it, but they'll buy it. They want it done. It's high value. You know, I'm talking about $100. That's a joke. That is a no-brainer. If you go to a bigger company, they won't take you seriously at that. You got to tell them it's $1,000 or $2,500 per video. Is it going to take you any longer to make that video for $2,500 as the one that you sold for $100? It is not. It's the same amount of time. It's just a different customer. It's a different market, different segment. Remember the $100 one, you're selling your lobsters on Skid Row. You know, you can do it, but why not just go to the guy with the mansion that has an unlimited budget and an unlimited appetite for lobster? That's just shifting who you sell to. You know, and it's an extreme example, but you need to understand that it's true. It's absolutely accurate. So, anybody think they've got an excuse I could blow up for you in about 2 seconds? I'm dying to hear one. Oh, man. All right. Well, that is about all I got for you guys this week. So if there's anybody else, last call. Last call for another hit of my madness.
Next week, same time?
Same time, same bat channel.
Okay. Will we get a link this time? I had to find our own link.
Yes. Oh shit. Did I forget to send the link out this week?
Oh, no, not at all. Just all of us are just
Oh
wondering.
no. My apologies. I sent the crypto link out twice and I forgot this one. So that's awesome. I mean, you guys showed up. You already knew about it. So that's good. We've
Well,
got you
we were
trained.
wondering for a while. I mean, a couple people are going to start texting you and
I know. I got like 6 texts here. Hey, you got a room full of people. And I'm so like, oh shit, and I'm sitting here trying to get Zoom to load up. So, but
see you
yeah,
at
we have our crypto call this afternoon
2
for
o'clock.
those of you that are in that. And I sent that message out twice because of all the excitement that happened yesterday. So that's going to be a pretty cool call. So look forward to seeing some of you on there. And until next week, go out there and sell some shit. Come on.
Hey, John,
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
I just want to let you know, I figured out what the problem was I was having. So you can
Oh,
ignore the
cool.
last email I sent you.
That was one of the things that was on my list today, was to go in and go through your sequence again and figure that out.
I think I got it. So if I have
Okay.
another issue, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool.
Thanks so
Awesome.
much.
Good job for sticking with it and
Yeah.
figuring it out. It's just a learning curve. Once you go
Right.
through the learning curve, you got it. You can do
Right.
all of them you want. So,
Okay, thanks.
all right. Well, we will see you guys all next week. Some of you in a couple hours. And until then, go sell some stuff.
Adios.